Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say good afternoon, as it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But just driving on this highway 412 in between in Oklahoma Panhandle, in between Guyman, Oklahoma and Woodward, Oklahoma, just coming down through that little sliver of the Oklahoma Panhandle. Just as far as the eye can see, you can see out here. When they say it's flat out in Oklahoma, they ain't lying. Nothing but farm. Nothing but farm communities, open land. You don't see any trees nowhere. That's the craziest thing. Here's the only kind of trees you'll see out here in this panhandle, these little pine tree type things. That's the only trees you'll ever see out here. There's a whole row of them here. You can always tell when you're coming up on a house because you'll see a bunch of pine trees. But all the trees that you do see out here, that actual trees, are always dead. It's really crazy. Like any tree you see out in this area is always dead, and it's always windy out here. The wind's always going to be 30-40 miles an hour. Really extreme weather conditions, but it's actually a pretty cool little drive. It's pretty common to see a lot of antelope out here. Man, yeah, just look, you can just see as far as the eye can see. It's really crazy. We'll come up over this hill and you'll probably be able to see just a long ways. I would say distance. Look at this. You just see as far as the eye can see, man. You can just see everywhere. No trees nowhere. You don't see no trees. You see a lot of cows. But yeah, so this is the Oklahoma Panhandle. There's a highway that runs right down the middle of it. It goes east and west. Highway 412. And yeah, you just don't see a lot out here. It's pretty desolate, rural America for sure. If you ever make it out this way, it's a sight to see. Here comes a little bitty church. I mean, literally, you haven't seen any kind of structures for 30-40 miles, and there's this little church coming up right here on the side of the road. I'm not real sure who attends this church because there ain't no houses out here. Here's a good example. Well, you'll see a group of trees. There's a house in there. But here's this little bitty old church out here in the middle of nowhere. Crazy, really. You don't see no houses out here. Like, I wonder who goes to that church. But yeah, here we'll come over the top. You'll just see. Look, here's another row of these pine trees. It's kind of weird. Cedar trees there probably are. But yeah, you just don't see a whole lot out here. Anyway, God bless.